I'd say that most of my life I've been pretty much a fan of sci-fi and comics and fantasy and all of that. And luckily in my career I've been able to do that as a composer. I started my career path, if we want to call it that, when I was very young. I was inspired by comics, inspired by music and films. And I can think of a few films, Star Wars and Alien and Back to the Future, and all of those scores, music in the films, inspired me to want to pursue this as a career. And in high school, there really wasn't a lot of that activity. I was in bands, playing in bands, but I think it was the time where I got to Cal State Northridge where I got to focus on being a composer. I was a composition student in the music department, and was able to gain a lot of the knowledge and experience that really set me in the right path. I come from more of a traditional way where you're scoring music to a scene just like a scriptwriter would write a script, and you're weaving a musical tapestry within the scene and just telling a story musically, and that goes for the whole film. And generally speaking, I like to start with at least a theme and maybe even a sub-theme or some sort of motive, and just weave these melodies and themes into the scene. Now in that scene, I might have to acknowledge 5, 6, 7, 10 things. A door opens, the monster crashes, or the monster dies, gunshots, or whatever. And so you've got this tapestry that you weave with these materials. And for me, that's what film scoring is. And you hear it in scores like what John Williams does with things like Indiana Jones, where you've got Indiana Jones fighting the Nazis, and he's on the tank, and he's, you know, maybe he's winning, and at that point you hear Indy's theme. But the next point, the Nazi gets the better hand of it, and he's hanging off the edge of the tank. You won't hear Indy's theme anywhere. And that's just that kind of telegraphing to the audience, your hero is winning. Cheer for your hero. I love that process. I love music that can do that can kind of color the emotion, musical storytelling, and that happens in films. It's just as vital as the script. And the way that the screenwriter has carefully planned each act, I like to do that with music too. To tell a story that is only for that movie.